What's up, y'all? CEENYLE in the building, representing Jacksonville, Florida. Before I get started, I just want to give a big shout out to the IAA, the plug community, industryallaccess.com, and Leaf the Plug. Get connected. You know what I'm saying?
What is your music background? Tell me your story.
My music background. Alright, so I've always been like into music. It's always been my thing. It took me to go through a little process before I took it seriously, so to speak. Um, Basically, I was incarcerated for 7.5 years, and throughout that process, um, I learned to enjoy and respect what I had as a talent and as a brand. Um, it got to the point where the officers in there were like throwing showcases and throwing like events just so I can get up there and do what I do. So I decided to take it serious, and when I came home after serving all that time, I decided that I was going to take it to a new level and be appreciative of what I had. So
What made you first realize you wanted to pursue a career in music?
um, well, basically that goes back to being incarcerated. I was at a point like I felt like the lowest point in my life. So what I needed to do was get myself together and understand what I had. And I really decided to take it as a career. Make a career move out of it is when the warden of the prison came to me and he was like, I wasn't allowed on a certain side of the compound because of getting in trouble and stuff like that. So he was just basically saying that people were like writing him requests saying that they wanted me to be a part of this. They had a Black History program coming up, and I was about to leave. I was about to get ready to go home at a certain, being there for 7 years. So he came to me and he's like, well, I'm gonna open it up for you. I'm gonna let you come over here and I'm gonna let you do what you do, and I'm gonna sit there personally to watch it. And so I was like, okay. And so I started coming over there. He was letting me come over to practice, and after that, once the event actually came and I did my thing or whatever, he basically came to me and he was like an older, older white dude. He wasn't like from the hood or nothing like that. He was just basically like, I don't listen to rap music, but you got something special, and when you get out of here, you really need to take that into consideration and do something with it. So it just gave me a different mind frame and a different mindset about what was important at the time. And since that day forward, once I stepped out, I just was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I can't see myself doing anything else. Like, I was born to do this. So.
Who are your musical influences?
My musical influence, my musical influences are mainly people who have changed the whole dynamic of the game itself. Like people like Missy Elliott. I'm gonna speak on women. Missy Elliott, Janis Joplin, Da Brat, Lil Kim, MC Light. I just feel like people like that, they changed the dynamic. Like they changed the way the game was played. On the male side, you got Tupac. Like I'm a big Tupac fanatic. Big L, Big Pun, Nas. The list goes on. 50 Cent, Timberland. Like that whole movement. I just feel like these are people, like Michael Jackson, Prince, James Brown, people who they just changed the whole dynamic of the game, and I feel like, that those are the influences that allow me to become the artist I am today, because I wanna raise a bar, I wanna set a standard.
How do you describe your music to people?
I describe my music as probably the most authentic sound you'll ever hear in your life. I describe it as the truth and nothing but the truth. Like, everything you hear is facts. Like, everything, a lot of people, they talk about things because that might be the trending topic, or it might be what's popping at the time. But me, like, I've been talking about being incarcerated and running and gunning and doing that before it was cool. Before, when people had a problem with dealing with me because I had just got out of prison, and it wasn't the cool thing to do. It wasn't, it was like, oh, you just got out of prison, that's not good, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like you got people like catching charges on purpose now just to, be a topic of discussion. So I feel like, I describe my music is I represent for the underdog, the underachiever. I represent for the person who always had their back against the wall, but they don't have a problem with fighting their way out and doing whatever they need to do to overcome. Straight up.
What image do you think your music conveys?
Just being oneself, like being your total self. I don't really feel like I have an image because I'm being me all the time. And it's like people buy into it. Like, people are so drawn to what I do because it's like when they hear my voice off the top, they don't even know they don't even know who I am at that point. So it's like 9 times out of 10, they always think it's a male, and then when they find out I'm a female, it's like, oh, that's a whole nother level. And it's nothing like me out here. So I just feel like, I'm being myself totally. So my image would convey of me being me, just being my total self at all times, staying true to myself and what I believe in and standing on it.
What inspires you to do music?
The main thing that inspires me to do music is my freedom and my struggle, because I've always lived in my struggle since I was a child, and I've always been able to, with God's help, I've always been able to overcome a lot of things. And I feel like my struggle is what made me the artist I am today. It made me the person I am today. So, that's how I feel. Like, when it comes to my struggle, that's probably it.
What do you hope to bring to the music industry?
I hope to bring a total new way to play the game, a new dynamic, a new trend, a new brand, a whole new vibe to where people are comfortable being themselves and being cool with that. I want to be able to change the game in an area where people wouldn't even understand, because it's so much that I bring to the table as an artist. And there's so many areas I can touch. There's so many people out there just like me that felt like they couldn't do it, or they came from this spot, or they was born and raised here or there. So, when they see somebody like me out here doing it, because I just on the strength that I'm working hard, and I'm not out here looking for handouts. I'm not out here I'm out here throwing my own events. I'm out here going to the club owner myself, no middleman. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm working in the industry. I'm on the radio. I'm changing the dynamic as an independent, doing what I do, and I'm having fun with it, and I'm also able to make a living off of it. So I feel like I can definitely bring that to the table. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I wanna bring a whole new era, like a whole new movement to the industry.
What makes you different from other artists?
what makes me different is the way that I can maneuver without the middleman. A lot of people, they have to like attach themselves to something or someone that's already like a lot bigger than what their situation is in order to be successful. And by the grace of God, I haven't had that issue. I've always been able to put events together, bring different sides of the game together, different people from different platforms together, and everybody could work together as a unit. And it's a whole new level of entertainment. And that's the main thing with me. Like, I really appreciate the brand itself. I appreciate doing what I do because of I want to bring a different type of a different set of unity to the game as well.
What are your past projects and achievements?
Well, from day one, when I stepped out of prison, it was like on and popping. There's like, when it comes to my city or even my state, it's really nothing I haven't done. From King of Diamonds to being on the radio stations and doing interviews, traveling up and down the East Coast. I put my own tours together with other artists. We put our own tours together, funded our own tours. Endless travel, losing sleep, taking losses. Achievements. I did 106 in Park, 2012. Nominated for a Duval Diamond Award 2013. New radio station, B100 Radio in Atlanta, High 97. Showcase King. So it's so much. Thisis50.com. A lot of different platforms that I never thought I would be able to reach. But I was able to do those things over a time, a good little time frame. And yeah, I've done a lot. I've done a lot. Still ready to work though. Still ready to work. Still a lot more I gotta do.
What do you think your biggest break or greatest opportunity has been so far in your musical career?
I don't think I had my biggest break yet. A lot of people tell me I've had big breaks by being able to work with, for instance, IAA, consultants. I appreciate the opportunity. I feel like that's a big break for me to be able to reach that platform and to be able to network. 106 in Park was a great opportunity for me. That was a big break in my career because it was crazy. I got the BET. Like, somebody just submitted my video out the blue. I didn't even know what happened until I got the email, and they were like, "Yeah, we going here. We flying you up here." So that was a big opportunity for me, and it was a great platform because I was able to do so much networking to the point where people still know me from that. People still know me from being able to touch that ground up there. When I go back up to New York all the time, it's love because I was able to go up there then, years ago, and really set a standard. Winning the Grand Championship for Power 106.1 here in Jacksonville, Florida. That was a big thing. I'm still the Grand Champion. It's been 4 years now. I haven't been dethroned. I've placed over between 10 and 12 songs on the radio in rotation. And I'm talking about like in rotation, like BDS, SoundScan, the whole shebang. My song independently actually charted with the likes of other, big names, mainstream in the industry. I was the first and only independent artist to do that. I set a standard with that also. It's a lot. I've done a lot, and I'm ready to do more.
What projects are you currently working on?
I'm currently working on marketing and branding. My project that is out now on all platforms, from ex-con to icon. It's 24 tracks on the project. It's out on all platforms, and right now I'm in the process of shooting visuals and just basically putting out the visual to the story I'm telling y'all. About to start putting some more events together. Because it's been a while. I took a little break from that so I could focus on putting the project out. So now I'm marketing, branding, merch, things of that nature. Stepping out to other platforms like acting, a little bit of management here and there. Like I'm not trying to put my hand in too many hats, but just enough to keep my options open and have an understanding that what I am doing is entertainment. I don't want to be just put in a box. So, I like to have my own creative direction. And I love learning in the process. So I feel like I'm working on just more than one thing, like just some people say like, oh, I'm just on a mixtape or I'm just doing it's like, it's a lot of things that I'm tapping into.